Hello and welcome to the conclusion of the 2023 Lake Marshall Open presented by Prodigy. Of course, we got to give a shout out to our presenting sponsors, Cosmic Disc Golf, D-Town Disc Golf, and Reaper Disc Supply. I'm Nathan Johnson, joined in the booth by Dan Brooks-Wells. How's it going, Dan?
It is going good. It is going good. Welcome back, guys. We are going to start off this back down on hole 10, par 4, 839 feet, sponsored by Slippery Saucers. This is one of my favorite holes on the course. You got to bomb a disc down to the bottom of this hill in that right side corner, and then it's very doable upshot from there, but the drive is what's tricky. There's OB on the left and the right side. So people throw fairways, distance drivers down the hill, and really fun to watch this one fly.
Yeah, you got to hit the gap. Super demanding shot, and it feels like there's almost always a headwind on this hole.
Lucas seems to do a pretty good job there. I don't know if you want to be farther down a little bit, but that seems to be a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I think it'll do. It might be blind from there, but he'll have like some sort of big hyzer out and around in towards the green, I would think. We had a pretty good back and forth between Lucas and Braeden on the front nine. Got a little bit of a battle going on. We'll see if Braeden is able to match here, but that looks a little pulled.
Yeah, that could have been worse. You kind of saw it trickle out to the left there. If that kicks right, he's in a lot of trouble. But he should be able to shoot it far down the hill from there.
Yeah, shouldn't be too bad to save the par. Here's Aidan kind of falling off the pace a little bit on the front nine there. See if he can turn things around down the stretch. That also looks a bit right.
Charles had a rough front nine. To see if he can pick up some birdies on the back.
This looks good. It's just got to get down.
Yeah, just hyzering a little bit too much. Stays in. I think there's OB stakes over there.
There is. He's probably going to be pretty pinched, though, I would think. See what he has. Oh, no.
I don't even know if he's thinking about that tree. There's just a little bit of a pull.
Yeah, it's going to be bogey at best now for Aidan. I would think Braeden is probably just pitching this down to the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, I mean, go far, move left, and then have an easy up and down. Don't go too far. Okay.
Yeah, it's so downhill that OB comes in pretty quick if you're not careful. Yeah, Charles just going to jump down to the bottom. But yeah, this is very much like that placement tee shot, right? Where, obviously you got to get way down the hill, but keeping it straight is important too.
Yeah, so this is a blind shot in. He's got to have a lot of left movement. And There we go.
Perfect. Pretty textbook. That was not an easy upshot. I'm pretty sure it was blind from where he was, and it's easy to kind of saw that off and not really commit to it. Nice upshot from Braeden as well to save the par.
Yeah, if you don't get off the tee down to the landing zone, there's nothing wrong with the par on this one. They're calling for it to get in. Oh, Charles!
Off the top.
Why not?
Run.
He should be doing it every hole now, running them all.
Yeah, why not? Here's Aidan now. Had a nice throw in round two if you haven't seen it, but just gonna pitch that one up here.
There we go.
Nice putt from Charles. Yeah, had some struggles on the front nine, but getting it together.
Sometimes after, having some struggles like putting, sometimes you just walk up and you just try not to think about it anymore, so it becomes a little bit easier. You're just like, whatever, and then you start making them.
Yeah. Once it doesn't matter, once the frustration putts come, then stress goes away.
Yeah.
Ideally.
Nice drop-in birdie by Lucas. Extend the lead.
Yeah, nicely done from Lucas. Jumping in here to hole 11 is a par 4, 915 feet. Downhill tee shot. I believe this was playing into a headwind this round. So you're going to see guys go with a nice overstable disc, kind of mash it flat. Hopefully it doesn't fade to the left or the right too much because you have OB on both sides of the fairway. Then a really demanding second shot. Most players probably a big backhand turnover in towards this green. Super hard hole, played as the hardest hole on the course in this round at a 4.74 average.
Yeah, definitely a fun one. You get to watch the disc fly far, but obviously stats don't lie. Hugging the right side, which is all OB. If he clips one of those trees, he might fall OB, so nice to swing it back into the middle, have an upshot in.
Yeah, especially with this headwind and the downhill, like it's really easy to just throw a disc you think is stable and then it just turns and doesn't come back, you know, and then you're out of bounds on the right-hand side. So knowing your disc's super important here. Braeden going with the Hyzer flip.
Yeah, good control.
Yeah.
I'm sure these guys, you know, I think you want to be a little bit up on the hill to have a, you know, higher approach into the green and maybe a little less of an angle.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously the footing gets a little tricky.
Yeah.
But I also think that the miss is low, right? Just like
Fair.
in general, like, because this is scary, right? If this doesn't turn from Aidan, he could be OB. No, it did turn.
Kick.
Oh, it overturned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, that's going to
just
be
a common mistake, right?
right, and that's a really hard save from there. I don't. It's got to turn more. Stay up.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I mean,
he need a little bit of height.
it's just that's such a tough shot from back there, right? Or like where Aidan is, it's really demanding turnover in this wind. It's probably playing close to 500 feet from where they are. I mean, that's about as good as you can kind of realistically do.
Yeah, I mean, all these guys, you know, they're perfectionists, right? They want to get that putt, so. But I would agree with you.
At least for me, right? I guess yes, it's doable, but Lucas, wow, he's far enough that he can go forehand. And that's a putt.
I don't think I've seen Lucas forehand so much in my life. He's really putting it to use.
Yeah, I think Lucas is one of those guys that's got 1,000-foot combined forehand backhand distance, which is saying something.
Oh yeah. I think that's an easy par for Charles there, is that right?
Should be.
Yeah.
So long birdie look here from Braeden. Probably in the 60-foot range. Oh, he gets it.
Let's go.
What a putt.
Wow.
Braeden sides from 60.
That's huge.
Yeah, with Lucas at like 30 feet, maybe even 35 to keep it close. That's a huge momentum putt. Now Lucas to match. Come on. A little big putt there, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good committed putt. You know, can't be too upset missing a little high, but.
Nice job, Aidan there. Keep it to a bogey, but yeah, this is definitely going to be a two-horse race coming down the stretch.
Yeah.
Getting it down to 2 strokes from Aidan.
So there were 2 birdies on the day.
Yeah.
Obviously, Braeden, and the other one you saw on round 2, Ian Burchett.
Nice.
Yeah. right, we get up to the beautiful hole 12, sponsored by Double Helix. This is a par 5, 1,012 feet. You have to play off to the right side. Then you play up to a landing zone where you kind of see this disc going to. Then you can pitch up over to the peninsula green. It can be a simple hole, you know, hyzer off the tee, hyzer into the landing zone, hyzer into the green, but it can also get really tricky. You know, if you leak left, there's a lot of skipping OB, and I'm sure the wind doesn't make it any easier.
Yeah, headwind today, so a lot trickier tee shot than in round 1 where we had a tailwind on this hole. So definitely want to err on the side of overstability and keep your disc in bounds.
Yeah. Headwind maybe flipping this a little bit, but working back. Did he go too far?
Out of bounds.
Wow. I don't know if I've seen that.
Yeah, you see a lot of discs like take that flight that his did, but then they're almost always safe.
Yeah.
Right? Like they just find that hillside and are in a perfect spot. But yeah, that's surprising. Oh, Lucas is going big.
Going. I mean, that's a far shot.
It didn't flip. It's just in the water.
No, it didn't. He knew it too.
I mean, he only gets to advance like 100 feet.
Yeah.
Like it's essentially a re-tee. I mean, obviously.
That's an all or nothing play.
The slope makes, that's surprising considering he's up by 2 strokes and Braeden just threw out of bounds. Like, I don't know. I don't know if he was expecting that disc to flip or.
Probably in the headwind. I mean, he's just going for the kill shot there, right? Like he's going for the eagle with that play. That's not a birdie play.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I guess.
The risk reward.
I mean, he did get the eagle in round 1, so he can do it. But in this headwind, it's like I don't know. I don't know if it's doable.
Go.
And now he's getting aggressive again.
Going for the edge of the landing zone. No.
I don't
and
think
you heard
that
him.
crossed.
He said re-throw. A little anger there.
Oh my gosh! And that just is just burned over. There's the headwind, right? Like,
what
so now he's
throwing now.
Is he throwing? He's throwing 7. 1, 3, 5, 5, 7.
Do you keep going or do you take your medicine?
I mean, you just got to put something.
Hyzer.
Yeah, you got to put something in the landing zone, right? Like from here. Even that's a far shot, but he can get up and down from there,
yeah,
right? That's probably 450.
Yeah, that pipe is, I think, around the 450 zone. Maybe a little closer. Is Charles in?
But I think I'm safe.
Just
Charles
barely.
thinks he's safe, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's wild. I mean, yeah, so Lucas is going to take a big number. Braeden was out of bounds, but now even if he just is able to get a par, like he could be in the lead after this hole.
Right. Yeah, Braeden saw that. He's thinking pitch up, try to get to the green.
Yeah, I think that's one of those scenarios, right? Like if I'm Lucas's caddy, I don't think he has a caddy, but like if you just take a birdie here, you're well in the driver's seat with 6 to play, and just I don't know, the moment gets to you, right? The frustration, and it's just you know, you kind of just make some poor decisions.
Now he's got to focus up, right? Every shot's important, and this is over 400. He ripped that.
Drop.
Just
Get down. If it gets caught by the bush, no.
Be a 4th OB on this hole. Oh man. Here's Charles. This should be give him a birdie putt, I believe.
Yeah, and that's how I would say most people try to play it like Charles did right there.
Yeah, it's textbook, right? Just three kind of hyzers and give yourself a putt. Now Braeden gets up and down here. Wow, that's leaking. Yeah.
He's got I think it's a putter, so it'll slow down. That's a putt.
It's a par putt.
Whew, man.
I'm just trying to do some math in my head. So here's Aidan. He's back in this thing, honestly. This is for this will get him up and down for birdie if he's able to convert. That looks pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean if Braeden
put him at 11.
Yeah.
I think this is a putt for 10.
Good
And
putt.
he gets it.
All right. I mean, it could have been one worse.
Yeah. So 15 under par for Lucas. Big putt for Braeden to
Yeah.
keep him at 18. So 3-stroke lead. That's a
It's a five
5-stroke
stroke.
swing.
Yes.
And we've got 5 to play. As
Ah,
Charles just a little
Charles.
off for the birdie.
That putt.
Or 6 to play. Sorry. Wow.
So, yeah, 3 strokes. I mean, it's nowhere near over.
No, no, yeah, not by any means, but that was just wild to watch.
I mean, now it's a mental game, right? Like Lucas needs to get himself out of it.
Yeah, he's definitely in need of a bounce back birdie of the greatest proportions. Hoping to get it started here on 13, par 4, 609. You're going to see these guys who were landing at the top of this hill in round 1 with a tailwind, with a headwind today, probably landing closer to the bottom. It's going to leave this upshot a little bit, make this upshot a little bit trickier, as you're going to likely have to throw up the hill rather than flat along the hill. But maybe, I don't know, these guys might throw far enough to prove me wrong.
I think they might. I wouldn't, but these guys.
Ah, that's okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, not bad.
I don't feel too bad about myself. That's like on the
Okay,
hill.
good.
The direct line was bold though. I feel like you see most people kind of take a wide hyzer off the tee here, right? There's a lot of land on that right hand side of the fairway. It's all inbounds. You don't see a lot of people go straight across the water.
Yeah, if people go straight across and they make the mistake and hyzer out, they never cross in, right?
Yeah.
So this might be a little two turn, but no, it finishes okay. It's a tricky upshot from there. Like he landed on the side of the hill that's the most vertical.
Yeah,
So
and
how's it
most
work
guarded
that?
too, right? There's
Yeah.
a lot more trees over there. This looks great from Charles.
Charles Behrhorst, top of the hill. Meh, 3/4 of the way up the hill.
Still a good shot. He might be able to
Yeah.
see the basket.
This might go a mile. This might be a frustration shot.
Yep. That disc, if anybody else threw it, probably goes 200 feet.
Get left. Yeah.
Something very overstable, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Top of the hill, great shot.
I still like I mentioned it in a previous round. Lucas seems to take a breath before throwing each shot, and I like that. And I see a lot of these guys do that. So trying to calm himself back down, get himself back into the game, and this is rolling.
There's OB down there. That is a very good tree that he just hit there to stay in bounds. Gonna leave him a long birdie putt.
It's like a chip shot into the green, I think. Missed that.
Yeah, a little short. It's a common mistake on this hole, because it's kind of blind. You can't really
Yeah.
see. Well, Charles can see the basket, but most
Yeah,
drives you
yeah.
can't see the basket.
Right.
So it's a really tricky distance. You oftentimes will leave it a little short, and then it's
Yeah.
a scary putt because of this elevated basket on a hill. Common theme here.
Yeah.
All right, big shot here from Lucas. He can get a stroke back.
Yeah, this one he wants under the basket. He doesn't want any stress.
Yeah, I'll try to.
He wants it to sit.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That'll work. 20-footer. This might be a layup.
Oh, look, a death putt.
Although Aidan's been, we have not seen Aidan lay anything up yet. So
He's got to run this.
oh,
Yeah,
no.
I mean, if he wants any chance to win, he's got to
true.
run that. So good effort.
See if Braeden runs this. Nope. Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, pars now for Braeden. If he pars out, it might be enough. I mean, Lucas, well, no, that's not true. Lucas went 8 down on the nice putt from Aidan. Lucas, we have to remember, went 8 down through the last 7 holes in round 1. So
Right. No, there's no taking your foot off the pedal. Like there's no reason to make a stupid play and like run the one that Braden had, but he still needs to put his, pedal to the metal. He still needs some birdies here to finish out.
yeah, that's a good point. All right, big putt here from Lucas. Got to focus in. Solid. Back to 2 strokes.
Yeah.
He's still in this thing.
Yeah.
As crazy as the last hole was. Definitely not over. Nice birdie from Charles.
Good putt. And he's fine with that. All right, moving on to hole 14, sponsored by DBW Disc Golf. Come grab a lesson. It is a par 3, 255 feet, uphill, tunnel shot, and you got to get over a fence.
Ooh, that tricky little guy. Charles hits early, stays inbounds. There's a road over there that you'll find some people find, but
Lucas with a flick. Again, Lucas using the flick a little bit more than I think we're used to.
yeah, I don't hate the forehand here, but it has to get a little lucky.
Just like, yeah.
And yeah, just doesn't.
Right, because he threw the shot, like, he threw the perfect shot for the flick, and it's like it's got to leak right a little earlier than you want it to.
Right. Yeah, like if he hits the gap with that, he's going to end 20 to 25 feet right. And if he goes left of that tree, then he has to get a little lucky, and maybe he parks it. But
Right.
he's still got like a 50-footer, I would say. This is a big shot from Braeden here.
Pretty flippy disc.
Thank you.
Good
Oh,
kick.
very friendly tree at the end there. That is going to be a tap-in birdie, which he will not complain about
Ooh.
here down the stretch.
This fence to get in your head at all? You think about it at all?
Personally, no.
Okay.
But I don't know if I've ever seen anybody hit the fence.
Oh, I've seen a lot of people hit the fence.
I'm sure people hit it all the time, but I just like I don't know. I've never seen it. I haven't played this course as much as you though, so
That's fair.
that's probably part of the reason. So a great shot from Aidan, by the way.
Yeah, and Charles.
Cured. Nice up from Charles as well. Yeah. So this is a big putt here from Lucas to try to keep it at 2.
Yeah, I feel like this has to go in.
Drop. You dumbass. Why are you making
At the height.
He's not happy.
I mean, that's a long putt up a little uphill.
It is.
But yeah, like you said, that was a big one. After kind of had a little bit of momentum back in his favor, right, on hole 13, getting the birdie, getting it back to 2.
Right.
And now it's right back to 3. And I mean, Braden's played really well, right? Like the whole round has been very solid, right? Very consistent. He's missed a couple putts here and there, right? Dropped a couple strokes, but he's kept himself in it, right? If he can do that down the stretch, he's going to be in really good shape. But hole 15, start of that finishing stretch, par 4, 747. Your drive, you just got to hit the gap, put yourself out into this field, give yourself an upshot. You're going to see most people aim for the second gap on the right in this fence with a backhand hyzer, most likely. If you hit this and kind of scoot yourself down towards the green, you should have some sort of putt. But you'll see a lot of people. The distance control is tough, basically, moving into this basket. You'll see a lot of people come up short or just smoke it and go deep. So tricky little second shot here.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Braeden, he still can't. I don't think he can just par out. He's still got to try and get a birdie or 2 here to secure this.
Yeah, I agree. That's going to be a tricky footing there from Aidan. He's on the left side hill. We'll see what he's going to be working with.
There's a little back door over there. I don't know if you've been up there, but there's a little back door over there.
Yeah, I have seen some people throw like a forehand or something sneaky down the left-hand side, but there's also OB over there. So it's a little more dangerous of a shot per se, but doable. It is a very viable option. Nice shot from Braeden there.
Sometimes this hole feels like a distance competition.
Yeah,
You want to try?
it is, but it doesn't really matter how far you throw off the tee. I mean, obviously none of these guys want to be on that hill, right? That does not make things fun, but yeah, once you get out there, kind of make anything work.
Lucas, I like being on the right side a little bit personally. I feel like it opens up that right side gap that you were talking about.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But I think most of these guys, I think they all stabled up off the tee because probably, there's a little bit of swirling wind today. This looks really nice from Lucas.
That's fantastic. It just checks up. He's definitely inside the circle, so well done.
Yeah, I mean, that's all. Lucas basically has to birdie out, right? I would
Yeah.
think if he wants any chance, he's gotta get the rest, and then
And
just see what
second.
happens. This is not a terrible roll. That'll work.
Very good. Yeah, I mean, this hole isn't necessarily a bogey hole, but the next one is tricky if you don't get off the tee. So Lucas just needs to keep pounding away. That's a good up as well.
Yeah, scary little putt from Aidan, kind of downhill. This is another one, basket right on a slope. So those downhill putts can be tricky. This is a big time upshot. Really great drive. Braeden is way up here.
He wins the distance competition.
He does. Gets a little sneaky. That's a scary 25 footer when you got to lead at an A tier.
Yeah, I mean, it drops off past. I even think he might be like 30, around circle's edge. He's going to run it, but
Yeah. That's the danger
that
right there.
Yep, exactly. And then that bush, it's like thick, so it's not necessarily a comfortable putt back.
Yeah, you're right. Close to circle's edge. He's got to run it. Needs the birdie. Let's see what Braden's able to do.
Good putt.
Wow.
Good putt.
Hearted. That was confident. That was a great putt.
Yeah. This is, I bet you he's, right now he's feeling it. He's like, feeling good. Made a tester putt. 3 holes to go.
Yeah, that was definitely a step in the right direction. Back-to-back birdies. Lucas is going to have to make this one a match. The bush.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see how thick that bush is. It's tough in there.
Nice comebacker there from Aidan. Yeah, that's going to be 4 strokes with 3 to go. Definitely not over, but if you're Braeden, you're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
There you go. Charles getting a little momentum here. Yeah, I mean, these last 3 holes coming up, though, they're tricky, right? Like, there's no guarantees. So 2-stroke swings can happen.
100%. Yeah, I agree. Especially if you don't get off the tee, If you're Braeden and you get off the tee clean here on the next 3 holes, you're going to get pars. You're probably going to win. But if you hit some early trees, you find out of bounds, yeah, this thing is far from over.
All right, moving on to hole 16, sponsored by Lightning Disc Golf. This is a very tight par 4, 675 feet, downhill off the tee shot. Kind of want to end up on this left side, and then you can see a fairway here into the green. OB stake off on the left side. Very tricky tee shot, fairway driver, mid-range, kind of whatever you would like, but you do want to end up pretty much in the middle, or if you get far enough to the left.
This looks really good.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Wow. I mean, that's perfect. He's just got a little chip into the green from there.
Charles tries to bite off a large part of the fairway.
Have a good first miss.
Yes, a little sneaky there on the left-hand side of that first tree, but catches a second. So that'll be quite a ways back of where he'd like to be.
This looks like a fairway. Probably something. Yeah, a little straight. Almost. That was inches away from being real far.
Yeah, not a bad kick though. I would rather a disc kick to the left-hand side of this fairway than the right, because you can kind of make things work from the left, whereas the right, it just kind of pinches you off into the green.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities for like step out flicks if you're on the left. Lucas, a must birdie. Catches a tree.
Yeah, not a great start. Maybe doable from there with a big forehand, but that's a lot. It's going to be a tall task. Charles is going to be first, though. I would think this would just be a pitch up to the corner.
That's okay.
That's doable. It's a tight line, though.
Yeah, he's got to go.
Hyzer flip forehand inside. Yeah, that's I don't know. I don't know if I'd call that a putt from there. Still probably about 100, over 100 feet out.
No, I think that's par at best. I mean, he'll probably try to work something out to run it, but it's a slim chance.
Yeah, I don't think he was trying to go for that inside gap, if I had to guess. I think that was probably a bit of a misrelease. It's a nice upshot from Charles, a little short. Maybe 40 feet or so.
Here's that step out flick. There's a little bit of room to work with, depending on how far down he got. It's pretty tight. Yeah. Wow.
Not bad. That's the miss too. You know, fade out right. There's space over there. Gives him a putt. And after Braden's drive, this is just, you could not ask. You could not place it in a better spot.
Right. This is the most open this fairway gets.
Super smooth. That's
great.
a huge birdie here coming down the stretch.
Yeah. He's feeling good. Yeah, just rough footing, having to deal with trees. He's got to try to make it though.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, tough lie. It's going to drop to 5 with 2. Little off there from Aidan for the birdie.
That would have been a really good up and down. Good putt.
Yep, way to save the par. I mean, it's worth mentioning, right? There are other people in this tournament, right? There's a couple guys from Chase Card. Dylan's making some moves. Joey's making some moves. Not quite pushing Braeden, but definitely in that conversation for second, third place. Oh, that's not
Charles.
Spit out there for Charles, but yeah, there is still pressure on these guys, right? To finish strong here, even though at this point it looks like Braeden has the win in his sights. As we take a look at hole 17, par 3, downhill 285, little ditch here that is out of bounds that you need to clear if you want a birdie putt, although the area short of it is in bounds as well. You see a lot of players go with a forehand, but it looks like Braden's lining up a straight putter backhand at it.
Yeah, anywhere in bounds, right? I mean,
yep.
You don't even need to go for the green. He will. Go in?
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's OB long.
Well, it's an inside the circle putt back. But yeah, he just went it in bounds.
That looked in the whole way. That was crazy. Yeah, there is one branch, right, that Braeden, as Aidan hits the left side tree, that looks like it stayed in, though. There is one branch that hangs over the fairway. You can kind of see it. You need to just go under that one, right? That one can cause some issues for people. Lucas, you got to think he's giving this an ace run.
Yeah. Great shot. Good shot.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he could make up 2 strokes here if Aidan misses that, or Braeden misses that comebacker.
True.
So definitely still an opportunity. Charles doesn't quite turn this one enough. That does stay in bounds, though.
Good kick.
Kind of balances out the break from that spit out on the last hole. Nicely done.
That'll be fine. Yeah, I mean, Lucas needs Braeden to miss, obviously, get those 2 strokes, and then the last hole's a doozy, so you never know.
I was gonna say if Braeden doesn't clear the water on 18, we could be looking at a big number. So this, definitely not over. This is a big putt to start things off. Circle's edge to save the par. Huge.
Yeah.
Huge putt there.
I bet you he was angry at himself for going OB, but all is well. All is well.
Yeah, I mean, that's the miss, right? If there's a miss on this hole, it's OB long, right? If he
Yeah.
comes up OB short, he has a 60-footer for his par, and that's probably not going in. So
True.
he made the correct miss, able to save the par. Lucas does get the birdie to bring it to 4, but as long as Braeden is able to keep his drive in bounds on 18, I would think he should be able to take this one down.
Charles cleaning up his par. I'm sure he's ready to get off the course. All right, ending this tournament, hole 18 is a par 5, 910 feet. You are throwing 90% over the water on the tee shot, landing in bounds, and then you have to get yourself up this hill, around to the right a little bit, and then a upshot into the green that is guarded by some trees here. So this is, I believe, the hardest hole on the course as well. I think it was tied with that other long par 4. So being the hardest hole, you know, Lucas throws far. He's probably going for the corner. Got to be going for the eagle, I would assume.
Yeah, I don't know if it's possible, but you know this kid's going to try. That looks overturned.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit overturned. I mean, he had the distance, right? He didn't. I don't think he was in the water. I think he's OB from the stake, so he needed to try it, and Braeden here just needs to get it in bounds. That's it.
Yeah, we did have a tailwind today, so if you're Braeden, this is definitely the play. Just nice and safe. The left side water carry is much shorter than if you go straight across where Lucas did, so never really a doubt to put that one in bounds. And yeah, great shot.
Yep, this will be safe. This is the common play. You know, not a lot of people try to bite off the corner, you know, straight ahead. So maybe Charles will.
He's definitely got the distance, and like we said, it's a tailwind. So I think it's about 400 to go straight across. I don't know, did I already say that? But
something like
that's a smash. So
it's a good shot, yeah. Definitely makes the hole a lot easier.
Yeah, because then, you know, it's more of a placement on your next shot to just kind of try to get up the hill. You can't really bite off more than that. This is leaking a little left. There is OB over there.
Yeah, so now you know, Braeden's going to chip his way up the fairway. This looks great.
That's perfect.
Lucas now, you know, where is everybody else? You know, you mentioned Dylan was starting to catch up. You know,
so we got 2 guys in the clubhouse. Both Dylan and Joey Anderson are at 13 under par. So not really coming in on Lucas, but for Aidan, definitely something to keep in mind.
Okay.
But yeah, if you're Lucas at this point, you know, barring something crazy, you just kind of want to try to take your par and you know, get out of this one with a second place. Yeah.
As you can see, the disc was far enough. I really would have liked to see that one. I'm sure, as we all would, finish inbounds to the left to give him a shot up the hill. But you know, maybe next time. He's definitely got the power, I think, to at least give himself an outside look at an eagle. But
yeah, so Charles here. It's pretty typical landing spot for the second.
I got pushed.
Got
micro
hanging a tiny little bush.
He's like, come on, give me a break. Get the smallest bush in the fairway.
Oh, this is tough round for Charles after a really great second. Just couldn't quite put it together today.
If I know Charles, though, he's just laughing about it at the end of the round. You can't get his spirits down.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so here's Aidan trying to get up and down here for the par, I believe. He's going to come up a little bit short.
this to solidify it.
Oh, little deep. I think it stays in bounds though.
Bounce.
That'll work.
Yeah. You can do whatever he wants from there.
Yeah.
Lay it up, you can run it. Yeah. What is this disc?
I think this is the bite, which is like a catch frisbee.
Is that
basically.
a dog toy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Lucas does play ultimate. Oh, good run from Charles. Trying to send it home on a highlight. We had a good, nice little gallery here on 18. Of course, you know, like
That's cool.
Cody Bradshaw and the Shileys and all these Virginia guys are out here chirping.
It wouldn't be like Marshall without him. Nice putt to end the day. Didn't want the
Aidan
bogey,
Scott.
but, you know. Good putt.
Bittersweet.
Shaking his head.
Lucas now to solidify his second place finish.
You go. No, what?
That may be one of the worst spit outs I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was like in the chains for like half a second. I mean, it doesn't matter. He's still going to get second, but yeah.
It's just insult to injury.
Right.
I mean, Lucas played a great 70 or 53 holes of disc golf, right? I mean, obviously, I think he's going to look back at Braeden. We'll call that a layup. As you know, as he looks back, I'm sure he's got regrets about hole 12, but you know, he'll learn and he'll grow from it. It's Braeden sides, taps in a bogey.
Yeah, congratulations, Braeden. Well done.
We'll send it over to Biscoe for the trophy presentation.
Your 2023 Lake Marshall Open champion is Braeden Sides. Thank y'all. I'd like to give a quick thank you to my sponsors, Discmania Discs and Down South Discs, and thank you to all the guys who run this tournament. It was a lot of fun, so look forward to coming back. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Love to see the celebratory Coke shower for Braeden from his buddies.
He's got the game. He's got the stash. Congratulations, Braeden.
Yeah, super consistent tournament from him all around. Played well all 3 rounds, and he takes home his first A-tier win. We got to give a couple shout outs, obviously, to the Norse gods and the Patreon family for making this possible. But of course, John Biscoe, the TD, Gary Hutt, the Hutt family, Corey Lucas, Trey Hamlet, all those guys that make this property what it is. We appreciate everything you do. Lake Marshall is an incredible course, incredible property, and I enjoy coming back every year.
Yes, if you have not been, please go check it out. It is a destination spot.
For sure. Thank you all for watching this coverage. We've got a bunch more fun A and B tiers coming up on HyzerMedia this year, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it.